Welcome to Complete Kids Online, friendly discussions about autism and other developmental disabilities. Learn how working together is working better, one conversation at a time.
Hello, welcome to Complete Kids Online. I'm Gina.
I'm Bob.
And we're here with Samantha. Hi, Samantha.
Hi everyone.
Samantha started as an RBT with us with Complete Kids, and she's now a front desk patient advocate. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey with us?
Okay. So I first came on as a BT, and it was funny because I remember Deborah called and she was like, "Hi, my name is Deborah. I'm calling from Complete Kids. We're looking to hire some registered behavior technicians." And I was like, "Okay, sounds good," but I didn't think I was qualified for it. It's one of those things like I'd never heard about it, and then when you hear the term registered behavior technician, it's like, oh, this must be like something kind of more upscale, but she kind of gave me the rundown and she said, well, let's bring you in. Let's let you shadow for a day and see what you decide. And I came in and I instantly fell in love with the kids, the atmosphere here. When I started, it was before we did all of our construction here. So it was a lot more smaller space. And I just enjoyed like being in the room with all the kids and the staff throughout the day, meeting the kids, running the program, seeing their progress over time. It was amazing. It's fun. It's exhausting sometimes, I will say that, but it's definitely rewarding.
I bet.
Tell us about those programs. What does a program look like, or what's like an example of a program?
So the good thing about ABA is each program is catered specifically towards a kid. So some of our kids have programs where they're just working on like the basics, just practicing sitting at a table for long periods of time. Some of our older kids have programs where we're working on engaging with their peers. So getting up, going across the room, saying hi to someone, asking someone to come and play a game with you. And then we also have some programs that are more like a life skill type of thing. So teaching the children how to sit at a table and eat, how to functionally use the bathroom, to get themselves dressed. It's just a wide variety of programming for each kid. And then the way we do it is each kid has an amount of trials. And I will say that's one of my favorite things because you can go on to our program that we use and look at their graphs and see where they're making their progress, where they're meeting their goals, and just kind of really measure how over time they're accomplishing those programs and goals.
And who writes that?
All of our programs here are written by our BCBAs or BCABAs. And I love them. They are phenomenal. We do a lot with the parents here. And then I will say our BCBAs here are good about, they're going to get your input on a program. How is this program running? How can we tweak it? How can we make it better for them? So even though they do initially write the programs, the RBTs and the BTs here do have a lot of input on the children's programming.
So something like simple, like sitting at a table, how is that something that you guys work towards?
So the program for that one, it's a lot more with our younger kids who haven't so much been in daycare or like a school setting where they're used to sitting at a table for long periods of time. So baby steps. Some kids might have it to where they just come, pull out the chair, sit down, and hop back up. And then over time, it might be a case where we come, sit down for 2 or 3 seconds, and then you're able to go. Ultimately, we want to get them to the point to where I can be sitting at the table and I'll say, hey, so-and-so, come sit with me. And then they'll come, pull out their chair, sit down, and they're ready to work.
What made you want to go up to the front desk?
So working with the kids has been phenomenal. But like I said, it can be exhausting. So switching to the front desk patient advocate, I still get to benefit the kids. I'm making meetings with parents, working on insurance, bringing our new learners in, making sure that they're getting PEs and all done in a timely manner. But at the same time, the position that I'm in, I'm not only FDPA, I float as an RBT. So majority of the time I am doing FDPA work, but I still get to have some sessions with the kids. I'm working on programs and things like that with the kids. So it's kind of like that perfect balance to where I'm chipping in, helping with like their skill and things, but I also get like one-on-one direct treatment with the kids here.
Can you think of a specific learner that you maybe had a connection with and the progress that you kind of saw with them?
Yes, it's funny you mentioned that. One of the learners is having a graduation today. And it's bittersweet. We're excited to see them go, but I hate that he's leaving. But he was one of the first learners that I had here. And actually, it was during a time where it would just be me and him. Like some of the other kids would be gone, and we were waiting for our afternoon kids to come in. And we really clicked. And with him, he had a program to where we had to practice walking around the clinic holding hands because he would not stay with you. He would just take off. And now it's to the point to where he just comes in on his own. Sometimes grandma comes in, sends him to the bathroom, and he does it on his own. And even as far as him conversational wise, it was hard to have a conversation because you would ask him something and try to get him to speak with you, and you'd get one word. And now it's a case to where I can go up to him and I can say, "Hey, how are you today?" And his response is, "I'm good. How are you?" Or, "Hey, can you hand me that?" He's getting full sentences now. And it's just amazing looking back when I would talk to him and I would get half of a word, just like a little mumble sometime. And I see him now and he's running around interacting with his friends, sharing. He's crazy about Legos. He's sharing his Legos with his peers. And it's, I can't even think of a word to describe how exciting and rewarding it feels to know, even though I was like a small part of his ABA journey, but the small sessions that I had with him made such a huge impact.
So, do the BCBAs, are they the ones who decide when a kid's ready to graduate?
So I believe that over like a certain period of time, they have goals that they would like them to meet. And once they've met their goals, they're graduated out of the program. And then I think a lot of our kids here, it's more of a case to where they hit like that 10-year-old mark, and then it's time for them to graduate out of the program.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we have a program with the Honey Hunters, which is a local baseball team. I know you're in the Gastonia clinic, Samantha. Could you just give us a brief overview of what that entails and what that looks like, and how the kids and the parents enjoy it?
Yes, I will say I think the Honey Hunters thing was a huge hit. I know our parents love it, our kids love it, the family loves it. So pretty much we just randomly select learners in our clinic, not only from the ABA side, but also our occupational, physical, and speech side. And the children get to go to the Honey Hunters game. They get to walk out on the field and deliver the lineup card. We give them tickets so their family can attend the games. And then I believe while they're at the Honey Hunters game, they get like special seating. I know in the past it's been like really great seats, like right behind home plate. But our parents, they just love it. The kids love it. They always come back the next day telling us how good of a time that they had. And I even know one of our parents mentioned that she's always afraid just kind of to take her kid out into public spaces. She just doesn't know how he's going to do, how things are going to work out. And he did the Honey Hunters game and he loved it. He talked about it for months and months on end of just about the game and the experience. Especially, I think being down on the field for the kids, that's a really big thing.
So, do you have any plans to go back to be a BCBA, or are you going to continue your ABA career?
I am. I will say that being an ABA has opened up my eyes to not only what ABA is, but occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech. So I definitely do want to go back. It's just kind of determining which will be the best fit for me. But I do know that no matter what I go back for, it's definitely going to be a career that brings me back to ABA.
Nice. Awesome. If any of our listeners have any questions that you want answered, either by an RBT or a BCBA, just be sure to leave a comment below and we will get to you. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Samantha. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, guys. This was fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
To continue the conversation, visit the links to our website, Facebook page, or Instagram in the comments.